Welcome to Shomar Shova on the Daf Shirsponsor Linishmas Ein B'Yakosholom Le'Abbas Yitzchok. We're holding in Sanhedrin Daf Yud Aleph. The Gemara in Yud Aleph brings that Mishemeisu Neviim Achronim Chagai Zechayu Malochim Nistal Ruach HaKodesh Yisrael V'al Pichen Mishtamshim B'Bas Kol. Ruach HaKodesh, and we'll see in a moment what it means Ruach HaKodesh, but some aspect of Nevuah is gone, and what we have instead is a Bas Kol. Tosfos over here explains what is a Bas Kol. So he says, you don't hear the actual koil hayoytze min hashamayim, ela mitoich koil yotze koil acher. Meaning it sounds like an echo. It's not a direct voice for shamayim, but it's a voice that comes from a voice, and that's what's called a bas kol. The Maharal explains over here in Chidush Agodos, so why is it called a bas kol, why not ben kol? So he said like this, when you have the voice itself, it's called koil. But when the koil is not coming out, it's coming only the conclusion, meaning as if the voice was said in Shamayim, and now it's coming out the result. A result always referred to more to a daughter than a son. A son is a standalone entity. A daughter is misyaches to her father, like we say bas ploini leploini. The daughter, her whole most until she marries somebody, is that she's the daughter of this person. That's what you call her. So I want to say that there's a conclusion in Shamayim, and that's the result. It's not a standalone thing. It's what it said in Shamayim, but I didn't say the saying, I just saw the conclusion. That's why it's called a Bas Kol. So according to the Maharal, it's not the Koil itself, it's the result, and the result we call a Bas. Both the Gilyoin Hashas of Rav Yehuda and the Gilyoin Hashas of Yosef Engel send us here to the Tosfos Yontiv in Yevomis Perek Tetzayin Mishnah Vov, where it says when you heard a Bas Kol. And the other Yontiv goes on to say, why is it called a Bas Kol? Because I want to say the Koil, when you hear the actual Koil of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's the Nevuah, that's the strong voice. But I want to say here it's a weaker voice. That's what it's called Lashon Bas. Bas is Lashon weakness. It brings a few examples that by Moshe Rabbeinu it says, Toshash koichoy kenekevo. I want to say it's not as strong, I use a Lashon Nekevo. So I want to say over here that the Koil of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not as strong, so I called a Bas Koil. The Maritz Chayas over here, in the end of the Gemara, he first of all brings examples of Bas Kol. One of the cases of Bas Kol is that you go and ask a child, Psoik li psukho, tell me the pasuk you just read. So this is not a nevuah direct from Shamayim, but if the child just learned this thing right now, so that's an indication that I have here a Bas Kol. And he adds, in the name of the Rosh, that what is it called Bas Kol? Bas is Lashon Mido, meaning it's something that not everybody hears. Only specific people can hear a Bas Kol. He says Lashon Bas is Lashon Mido, Alpayim Bas Yochel. Bas is a measurement. So we found here a few explanations in the Achronim why it's called a Bas Kol, either because it's the result, like the Maharal, or because it's weak, like the Tosfos Yontiv, or because it's measured, like the Maritz Chayes. The Rabbeinu Bechaye, in Parshas Zoysa Brocho, he brings that there's 4 levels of Nevuah. He brings a discussion, machlokes between the Ramban and himself. Is the highest level a Nevuah or Ruach HaKodesh? Is Nevuah number 1, Ruach HaKodesh number 2? According to Ramban, Ruach HaKodesh number 1, and Nevuah is number 2. But then number 3 is Urim V'Tumim, and number 4 is Bas Kol. And he explains that's the reason Ein Mashgichim B'Bas Kol. What does it mean Mashgichim B'Bas Kol? When you have a contradiction between a Bas Kol and the Divrei Nevuah, so I don't go Bas to the Bas Kol, because the Bas Kol is only number 4 Nevuah. And he goes there to explain why it's called Bas al Pi Kabbalah. But Kol Panim, we learn from here, the Bas Kol is some level of Nevuah, but it's not the actual Nevuah, it's something less than that. And here this thing connects to the Moed that we're standing in the Moed of Chanukah. Because the Gemara says, when do we use a Bas Kol? After the Nevi'im went away, after Chagai Zechariah Malochi. And the Bas Kol is the remainder. We don't have Nevuah anymore, but we have something that's left. Keyadua Basfarim, many of the Sfarim speak about it. The idea of the whole Chanukah is, the Chiddush of Chanukah is the Chiddush of what Bais Sheni is all about. Because once Bais Rishon was finished, was destroyed, we had to have a new Bais. The Bais Sheni did not have all the Nisi the Bais Rishon had. There was no Nevuah and there was no Urim V'Tumim. And it seemed to be like we don't have much. But Chagai in his Nevuah said, Godol yeh kvod habayis ha'achori min harishon. you should know that by Sheni you will have a greatness that by Zusha does not have. Where is the grace in Mizgale? The greatness in Mizgale in Chanukah, when the Koyach of Torah Sheba'al Peh came to the world. When Am Yisrael were able to regain, to hold on to the ability to connect to the B'rur HaKadosh Baruch Hu through the Torah that they're learning. And that's the Bas Kol that we mentioned over here. There are Chachamim to get to the level that they're through their Torah, they're able to connect to a Nevuah, some level of Nevuah, which is called a Bas Kol. That's the Nechama of Chanukah, which belongs to Bayis Sheni. Anyone who wants to join the Shomachshava email list or WhatsApp group, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.